When you said, I hear you. When you said that the both facilities that you are currently working at right now in urgent care and the emergency room, when they're overcrowded, can you explain to us how big are they?
Right now, we have two facilities in our area. We don't have, we have the outpatient urgent care, where I go and when I need to go there to admit patients to the hospital. We have two ventilators there, probably about 6 beds, but it's an urgent care. It's not a true ER. Our only true ER is another partnered low acuity hospital, and they have about 10 beds there with one ER doctor in the day. It's very rarely that we have a nighttime ER doc. ER docs are in high demand right now. And right now we have one during the day. We'll have a physician assistant or a nurse practitioner who's kind of trained in that. And so, yeah, I see a lot of the patients when I'm going from the hospital, admitting them into the hospital. I'll go see them in urgent care and the ER.
So you say you have what you mean 10 ICU beds? Is that what you have?
No, just regular beds.
Just
Regular beds. We at our low acuity hospital do not have an ICU unit. We just
Wow.
have regular low acuity. So anyone who needs ICU care, no matter what, has to travel an hour and a half by chopper out. And right now with Arizona surging, we can call one number and we have to wait recently an hour or two before we get a call back for a bed, and that's usually in the Phoenix area.
How many patients are you turning down? Because you said you had to start turning down people because you guys are full. What is the amount of people that you're turning down in a day?
Well, I had admitted a COVID patient early in the morning, like Sunday about 10. And I was able to keep them there because we had one bed left for the COVID ward. And as soon as I went down there to do the workup, the ER doc asked again, "Oh, we have another one for you." And, of course, I had to say, "No, you're going to have to transfer that next patient out." And I was busy on the floor the whole time, so I didn't get a chance to go back to the ER. But you could hear choppers. I would say I at least heard 3 choppers that day.
Oh.
If that I could hear of if I was paying attention.
I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, and also your experience being from Navajo Nation, what are the reasons that are attributing to the numbers being so high for COVID and in your lands?
It's, disease has, and in any disease, it's multifactorial. Ours stems to something even more. We know COVID's by touch, touching something, a surface area of the person, and transferring it to your mouth or your eyes, or you're breathing it in. We are a matriarch society by origin, and we're oral history by origin. And so with that comes a very strong community. And one of the many reasons why we've had this outbreak is we have a lot of people who live in one home, a multi-generational home. You have the grandmother, the auntie, the niece, the nephew, that all live in one household. And, I even had a family who lives in what we call our traditional housing or home is called Hawan. And it's basically a one-room circular building that one family can live in. And so when you try to tell them to stop quarantining, how can they? How can they? They don't have separate rooms. Further, we don't have, running water, electricity for a majority of the homes. There are some, but our infrastructure as a whole, as a nation, lacks that. So you tell people to stay home, but they have to leave for food. They have to leave for water. They have to leave to, do the laundry. So they expose themselves every time they leave their house. We don't have the luxury of having home deliveries for food or for packages. You have to literally trust someone to leave that home so that they're doing everything they can, that when they come back, they're not exposing the family unit. And that's what's happened. We see a lot of the younger people leave to do these things, but they end up being positive and bring it back to the household.